Sup guys, it's your boy Justin. I'm pretending this is a different day. That's why we're in a for sure different. But yeah, it's a fucking we're having a snow day, so it's like even though it's my day off, I'm like screw it. I'm just gonna chill at home. So in between doing game reviews while I'm reading books, I figured I'll spend a couple hours playing indie games. Right, because that's the kind of games like, that are super short, they're fun, easy games you can play, enjoy on your, in your off time when I'm not reading books. Because reading books, as much as I like to read, it's just like, holy fucking, I read for a couple hours and it's like, dude, I need to chill. So, and then it's also the thing where like, I played Cthulhu Saves Christmas over the weekend. Sorry, not over Christmas. Sorry, not weekend. So it's like, oh fuck. I kind of wanted to play more Rpgmaker games like this, even though I'm not 100% sure if this game, Ara Fell Enhanced Edition by Stregosoft Games, is a Rpgmaker game. Because it does, like, it kind of does, but at the same time, it doesn't have that thing where, like, a lot of Rpgmaker games does, where it's like, oh yeah, you have, like, where you go in the menu screens and it's like it looks HD clean cut and it's like, dude, like you have to have the sprites, man, or it breaks the illusion. They actually have the fucking sprite work. So yeah, so this game Ara Fell Enhanced Edition, this was like a PS4 game you can get for on the PlayStation Store. I bought it when it was on sale for like $2. Let's see what it normally goes for. Will it even show me since I already paid for it? I don't know. Which they also have another game on here called Rise of the Third Power. Which that game looks a lot cooler, but this one was like $2 and the other one's like almost 30. So like yeah, it's not showing me what its original price was. Shit. Yeah, I paid like $2 for it. So like for a game that took me almost 30 fucking hours to beat, dude. Christ. Yeah. Which like, dude, like which isn't that a good thing? You pay like how much for a game and then like, Yeah, well that's the problem, dude. Like if I play a game, right? An Rpgmaker game, it's because, like, I want to play a game that's, like, super short, easy, in between playing real games, dude. Where it's like, dude, I don't want a challenge. I just want to play and beat a game, right? Which, not to say, like, the game is hard. It's not, dude. Especially compared to, like, other games. But it's like, dude, like, almost 30 hours for this... For a game you're charging less than $20. I think it was less than $20. At least I paid, like, I was on sale. I paid like $2 for the fucking game. But yeah, I just wanted to play because, like, oh yeah, I might actually play Expedition 33. So I wanted to contrast between fake Western RPG indie game and real indie fucking game, dude. But yeah, the problem with the game, what I like about the game is that, yeah, it plays like one of the 16-bit classic JRPGs, but it has like almost a Western fantasy story book like plot and setting, which is cool. Though I did think, hey, it's kind of weird. You have this colorful world, high fantasy world. Like the world is like continents and floating islands over like in the sky, and they call the world below the abyss. But the bad guys in the fucking book, in the game, sorry, not book, is like vampires, which is like kind of weird. Like, hey, you have this like high fantasy, like, children's book kind of world, and then like you have vampires as the main bad guys. Should have been like demons or some fucking shit, or like dark elf, like something like that, where it's like, which the lore for the game, sorry, I did a book review earlier, is kind of interesting. Like there's even like lore. If you look on shelves, you can read like lore books, which is pretty cool. On the background for the game, which the game is about the main character, which I already forget her fucking name. Lita. That's why. Oh yeah, because like I didn't like saying her name because it reminded me of another L word, which is illegal to look. It's not illegal to look up, but if you look it up, you get put on a fucking you know, watch list. But her name's Lita. She's an archer. Her and her fighter boyfriend, who's like the tank in the party, Adrian, go on this little mission to look for this ancient, like, artifact. Well, it's supposed to be just a magic ring, but inside the ring, it's like has the soul of like an elf in it. And evil vampires who are the main threat to humanity on the world of Ara Fell, which is the floating continent, want it so they can get the mythical sunstone so they can cure themselves of vampirism, right? Only for this evil warlock vampire who wants it to become a god or whatever, who was originally an elf who created vampires. Which vampires fucking drove almost all the elves to extinction, except for a few of them who hid amongst humans for centuries, right? Who, spoiler alert, is one of your party members, and also like a chick who's in like every dungeon who like sells you shit, and like cures yourself of injuries. Because that's one problem I have with the game is like the game is like a mix of JRPG combat, turn-based combat, and Western RPGs where you have stat builds, characters specializations, and like crafting, and there's like resource gathering like from modern games. There's fast travel too, which is okay. I thought it was good, even though the world of the game is like not that big, so it wouldn't take long to get back and forth from places. Yeah, only problem I would have liked is like, it would be nice if you can just teleport from dungeons. Yeah, which, But yeah, the combat, it's turn-based combat, it's really good. I really like that, like, you regenerate your mana, so you can, if you want to do special attacks every fucking turn, you can, which I thought was cool. But the battles are very tactical, especially since more than half your characters, except for Adrian, who's like the tank of the party, cannot survive more than 2 hits, even from normal enemies, right? So you constantly need to buff your characters, besides from because you have your Lita, who's the archer. You have Adrian, who's the tank, and the other 2 characters are also like spellcasters. One is Dorian, who's like a magic bard / cleric, and you have Sari Kesu, who's like the sorceress, who's like also. There's side quests in the game where you can unlock specialization, so you can change like whatever, like you can change their class between like 2 different classes. Like Agent, for example, you can turn him into a paladin or a tank or a berserker. Sorry. I chose fucking paladin for obvious reasons, because like why the fuck you have your character who specializes in being the tank, absorbing the damage. Why the fuck would you change him to attacker when you have like mages and you have the main character for that? Which is one thing I did. This game is easy, but one thing that's the problem with it is like if you're used to JRPGs and you're playing this game, you have to now you have to look up, you have to learn stat builds, which I play enough Western RPGs where I know, okay, this character's supposed to be archer, so obviously I should be putting most of her fucking stats into attack and agility, and then the other ones it's like, okay, I'll put like wisdom or like agility or whatever, or attack, right? Most of the stats you're going to be put into is like, depending on the class, it's always going to be damage, attack, and then like whatever, stat like is important for their class. So like Lita's the archer, so it would be agility with damage. The two sorcerers would be obviously attack and like attack and wisdom, and then like Door Agent would be obviously defense, right? But then once in a while you have to put stats in the other. Once in a while, every couple levels, you want to put stats in the other, categories. So at least they're faster than the characters are faster than than most of the monsters. But then there are like, which you can't buy weapons and equipment in this game. You have to craft them, and then like you have slots in your like accessories where you can like increase stats or like put in like special attacks or whatever, right? So that's when you can like overcompensate for like characters having low HP, which is going to be very important for like the final fucking bosses. This is one of those games where it's like, I like it, the story's good, the combat's good, it has like fetch quests and shit like that, like side quests for if you get bored, and there's resource gathering. Though I didn't platinum the game, it was like, fuck, man. Would have been nice if I platinumed the fucking game. Oh, but whatever. But my main problem with this game is that this probably would not be a good RPG to play for somebody who's only used to playing jrpgs, who aren't used to playing like Western RPGs. Though you can reset like stats when you go see the Tatiana or whatever the fuck her name is. Which there's also one problem I have with the game. The game takes itself seriously most of the time, and then Lita will say shit like, oh, like, would like, there's like cringe millennial humor where it's like, like the gamer would probably bitch and complain about this. So like, we have to fight a boss battle now, like shit like that. There's also the thing where it's like, and the game's broken up into chapters, dude, and the epilogue, like the two surviving elves characters go off into the woods to fuck. It's like, what the fuck? That was like, so it's like stupid jokes like that. Even there's only two of them left, so it's like you would think like, okay, well, you're kind of screwed, but whatever. Unless you just. But whatever. Alright. There's stupid shit like that, but overall, I did enjoy the game, and I'll probably recommend it if you can get it for cheap. I don't know if I would spend like $20 on it, because you can just get like, I wouldn't pay $20 for a Kemco game, dude. And they're known for making good like quality Rpgmaker game. Which is like, oh my god. At least they're like professional. Like I downloaded the like MV Rpgmaker MV, and I'm like looking at these games, dude, that people made, and I'm like, dude, this shit looks so shitty. But I hear some of them are actually good and worth playing. So I don't know. I might try those, but I probably won't review them on the channel, because like, if I'm gonna review a game, I have to spend money on it. It's not fair to like, oh yeah, somebody made this game for free, I'm gonna review it, dude. That's not fucking fair, dude. That's not fair at all. Yeah, so my next game I'm going to review is Final Fantasy V, even though I haven't played this game in half a month, but I think I'm more than halfway through the game. So, like, I might as well fucking finish it and review it. Yeah. So, if anybody has any, like, indie games, and indie RPG games you guys want me to check out, because I will be playing them in between, like, playing Final Fantasies, doing Final Fantasy game reviews and shit. And if I think they're worth playing, I'll do a review for them as filler content. But they have to be, one, they have to be less than, like, 30 hours. And two, they have to be on PSN, dude, because I don't have Steam right now. Because I don't have a good working computer. So, yeah, that's it, guys, for this review piece.